out there, right?
Some conservative estrogen.
Giving conservatism a makeover.
You guys! Oh my gosh!
The Chicks on the Right on 93 WIBC.
Welcome back to the Chicks on the Right show. Here with the Chicks, I'm Mock.
I have Daisy, hello.
Producer Rob Kendall also here. We're kind of just freaking out because you just found another article about the Dominican.
Yeah, on the New York Post, there's an article that says senior trip to Dominican Republic descends into disaster after group falls ill. Okay, so it's an Oklahoma senior trip. It's Deer Creek High School in Oklahoma. They flew on June 8th to the embattled Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Punta Cana. And that's where at least 2 Americans have died and others have fallen ill. Why would you go?
Why would you go?
I
mean, I don't care if it's already planned. At this point, if you're a parent and you're sending your kid,
I'm out.
Don't. This is just crazy.
Yeah, and so they're like, is it the water? Is it the ice? Is it the food? Is it the food handling? Is it the pesticides?
It's the Dominican.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's all you need to know.
Don't go.
Yeah, don't go.
So these kids
we cannot stress this enough.
So there's like a group of them that are sick.
Well, I just hope no one dies, honestly, because this is what's happening to people when they go there.
Oh my God! 7 kids are rushed by ambulance to the hospital. They have received anti-nausea medicine. They've been hooked up to IVs and antibiotics.
In the Dominican? Because that's not helpful.
Get out!
Get out! They need to be airlifted home. Seriously. This is crazy.
Don't let them near doctors in the Dominican because they're doctors.
Right.
I mean, air quotes, doctors.
Yeah. We're gonna rage because
we've been raging all morning.
But this is you know, when you think that AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, can't get any worse. She can't get any worse. Like, I always feel like, okay, this is the bottom.
Yeah.
This is it. She cannot get worse than this.
Yeah,
and
like,
then
what's this garbage?
Oh my
What's this
God,
garbage?
look at this!
What's this thing in my kitchen, you guys? It chews up food. I don't know what it is.
It's so scary. She got worse.
Okay.
She got way worse. Mm-hmm. And instead of trying to set it up in any way, I'm just going to let you listen to it. This is from her Instagram story. She does these videos on Instagram quite frequently. And this one just goes beyond gross. Take a listen.
The United States is running concentration camps on our southern border.
Oh my God.
And that is exactly what they are. They are concentration camps. And if that doesn't bother you, we can have, okay, whatever. I want to talk to the people that are concerned enough with humanity to say that we should not, that never again means something. And that the fact that concentration camps are now an institutionalized practice in the home of the free is extraordinarily disturbing. And we need to do something about it. This week, immigrant children were moved to the same internment camps where the Japanese were held in the earlier 20th century. And this is...
No, I can't listen to the whole thing.
This is not even about a crisis.
It goes on and on and on and on and on. But you get the idea.
So she is comparing our southern border and the facilities that illegals are just being kept to concentration camps in World War II. Wow.
How do you do that? How did she
with a
actually,
straight face?
Right. How
Okay,
does she put that out there to her millions of idiotic followers who lap up this crap with a spoon?
And she's saying, "Oh, that's fact." Okay, so first of all, was she drinking wine in this?
That's a good question.
Because she does that a lot. She'll just have a glass of wine while she's putting together furniture and then spewing stuff out of her gaping pie hole.
Unfortunately, I think this is her completely sober.
Okay.
I think this is how she actually feels.
Okay.
And it is so beyond the pale to compare. To compare, by the way, an army base to the Holocaust, to concentration camps. It's just beyond gross in every way. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I can't expect that she'll apologize or even recognize that she has said anything wrong.
Yeah, and I think it's become so commonplace for that generation to compare Trump to Hitler that it's like nowadays people just throw that around like it's no big deal. People just throw around the Hitler comparison. I wish people would stop that because that's gross in itself. But this is beyond gross is to compare this place or these places to concentration camps.
Right.
It's like she's never even studied history or read a book or understands anything about World War II or what happened during that time. Honestly, like, does she know anything about history?
Yeah. Well, and she goes on to say in that she calls Trump a fascist. She essentially compares him to Hitler directly.
Unbelievable.
And says, and blames him for the conditions at the border, even though it is 100% squarely on the shoulders of her and every other Democrat who refuses to do anything to fix this problem.
Yeah.
And it is on them because, again, he has said this a million times. It would take 15 minutes for them to figure out the legislation that would undo the incentivization that occurs with the legislation we currently have in place that makes all these people want to come and take advantage of the asylum loopholes.
Yeah. And by the way, what you're saying, and they're coming here voluntarily. They're coming here voluntarily, and then they're breaking the law to get in here. Mm-hmm. So that she's comparing, apples to watermelons here. It's a completely different situation. These people are coming here and they are breaking the law when other people, legal, people want to do it legally and they're waiting in line to get in. And these people are cutting in over our border, which is, I don't know how many times we have to say this. We are all for legal immigration.
Right.
But these people are busting in over our border and they're doing it illegally and they're doing that. And then they're and then they're complaining.
Yeah. They're complaining about the conditions.
They have the audacity to complain about poor conditions in these holding centers. Mm-hmm. Because
apparently they expect a red carpet and to be put up at a 5-star hotel.
Yeah, they expect that. They totally expect that.
Sorry, that's not going to happen.
Because they get over here and then they get, after they come in illegally and we let them go and they don't have to show up for their court dates, we give them welfare.
Yeah.
We give them free everything. And then they'll go and they'll break the law again. They'll rape, they'll do whatever because, some of them do that. You can call me in our hotline and complain all you want about me saying that, but they do it. I've seen it happen.
And we just talked about the stats earlier in the show.
It's happened in my family. Believe me, it happens. And they'll go and they'll commit a crime. And then we will have to pay for their lawyers. Mm-hmm. This is it happens. We pay for everything for these people. So, this is what they know and they expect it. And this is why they keep coming, because we're incentivizing them to come.
And yet AOC is saying that they're concentration camp victims. That's what she is saying.
How dare she say that?
I know. It just, it boils my blood to no end to hear her say that kind of crap. And only thing, when I look at this, I thought, okay, is there any possible silver lining to this?
No.
Because when I wrote about this at chicksontheright.com this morning, I was like, listen, we do not condone violence. And I don't condone violence, but I do want her to get a raging yeast infection, like a really, really bad one.
But
the only silver lining I can think of is that hopefully, if she puts this message out there to the world that there are concentration camp circumstances at the border, then maybe these idiots will stop coming. And maybe the problem will solve itself. That's the only silver lining I could come up with, is that if she keeps talking about how bad the conditions are, maybe people will hear her and think, I don't want to be in a concentration camp, so I'm not going to come.
Yeah. I don't know. You would not, some of the comments on this Instagram live, I'm looking at one that flashed on the screen as I was watching it. One person, one of her sheep followers said, well, we should have income tax at 100%. To help pay for this. And I'm like, who are these people? Who are these people? We have veterans that need help. We have homeless children here, and American homeless children that need help, that we need help. We are spending $130 billion a year on these people who are breaking the law. Mm. And she is preaching to us about how these conditions are, that this is a concentration camp. How dare she?
It's gross.
There are people in this country who have relatives who were actually in concentration camps. It's disgusting. This is gross. What she's saying is gross. It's reprehensible. She makes me sick. I cannot believe that I have to participate in giving this woman $175,000 a year.
Yeah.
It's gross.
And unfortunately, I think it will get worse. I want to believe that this is her bottom, but every time I think that,
my God,
she sinks even lower.
It's just, wow.
It's beyond gross.
Wow.
Beyond gross.
Okay.
Can we do something like talk about dogs next?
Yeah, we probably should.
Okay.
We also have to talk about My Little Pony. but I don't think it's good. There's just not a lot of good news today, but we're gonna do the best we can.
We're gonna try to find a dog story.
Yes, so stay tuned for all that.
You know what people out there should do to celebrate?